box. Today I'm going to be making the plain unfragranced base recipe for my new coconut milk and kaolin soap range, and while I do it I'm just going to touch on the topics of cosmetic safety reports and the shortages / price rises of raw materials we're having here in the UK. I'm going to talk about cosmetic safety reports first. Now, here in the UK, to sell the soap we make legally, every soap recipe we make has to be assessed and certified by an authorised chemist for safety. Once a soap formula, and that includes the variations of fragrances and colours, has been assessed and certified as safe, we cannot deviate from that recipe at all. It's a costly process, but lots of ingredient suppliers, cosmetic ingredient suppliers, offer packages that make it a bit cheaper. The packages are usually limited to a maximum of 15 ingredients in total, 10 for the base recipe and 5 for each variation of that base formula. That includes using different fragrances, colours and additives. Now, I do have an issue with CPSR, and this is just my opinion. Whilst I understand it's important for products to be safe, you can go and buy, I don't know, cakes from a craft baker that you're actually eating and not smearing on your body. It's actually going inside it. And these don't have to be assessed to make sure they're safe before you're allowed to buy them or before somebody's allowed to sell them to the public. So why don't the same rules apply to food as cosmetics? Is soap even really cosmetic? I mean, washing up liquid and other cleaning stuffs aren't classed as cosmetics, but they contain soap, surfactants and fragrances, pretty much the same ingredients as used in soaps and shampoos, etc. And they come into contact with your skin possibly more often and for longer than other wash-off products like soap, but they don't require assessments. I'm also curious to know why, if you're making candles or wax melts, you need to put hazard symbols for the fragrances on the labels when the fragrances are just evaporating into the air, but you don't have to put hazard symbols on other products where the self-same fragrances are being swilled down the sink. The point I'm trying to make is that the legislation doesn't make sense to me. When I really think about it, I just see a whole bunch of double standards and grey areas. Anyway, rant over. This brings me on to shortages and price rises. Because of the cosmetic safety assessment rules, I'm not legally allowed to sell a lot of the soaps that I'm making these videos. I'm not even allowed to donate them to food banks, homeless shelters or anything like that because of the legislation. So it feels obscene to me that when I've used these expensive, mainly food ingredients that are in short supply, I'll probably end up just throwing lots of it away. At the moment, a lot of shops are rationing the amount of vegetable oils we can buy, and I'm seeing empty shelves when I go shopping. Not just that, but prices have skyrocketed. I wanted some olive oil the other day. I checked in one supermarket, which is Waitrose, and the only olive oil they had was £8 a litre. Luckily, I did find a few at Aldi, and I was really lucky because there was hardly any there, but I was limited to 3 bottles. Citric acid that I need to make bath bombs and shower steamers more than doubled in price and was sold out for months at loads of suppliers. So I'm being very careful with it. In fact, I'm really thinking about holding on to my next order of citric acid until Christmas time, just to make sure that I've got some at that time of year. So I'm at a point now where I feel extremely wasteful and guilty experimenting with new recipes. Anyways, back to the soap I've made. This is the base soap for fragrance and colour variations that I'll be having. Because the base soap recipe contains a high percentage of shea butter and coconut milk and kaolin, it's gorgeous, really silky, rich and creamy. It's lovely, it's really white. I'm chuffed with it and hope my customers love it just as much as I do. Anyway, I'm off to hug a tree. See you later.